Hey folks, I'm so glad you found me. Did you know that I wrote a book? I did. It is called the Rural Communication Guidebook, and it is a how-to to teach folks to communicate and engage more effectively with rural non-Democrats. Because when I was running for office and taking trainings to prep for running for office, I found a really big gap in how Democrats show up and message in rural areas. And I spent a lot of my campaign time translating those messages so that they would overlay with rural values and really connect with folks who weren't Democrats. Because let's face it, for most of us who run in rural areas, we can't win just by appealing to Democrats. We really do need to appeal to everyone. And to be honest, we should be appealing and being held accountable by everyone. And so I wrote this book, this one in particular, although also great for candidates. I really just want to get it in as many hands as possible for folks who maybe are aspiring to volunteer, looking to jump into campaigns, or just looking to connect better with rural folks. I should say, cover pretty much everything in here related to values-based communication, including moral foundation theory, what does rural culture value social networks look like, how can you get involved in a campaign, even down to like how-tos of door knocking and phone calling and writing letters to the editor. It really is kind of the one-stop shop book that if you maybe are involved in parties or know somebody, you could be like, oh, you want to volunteer? Here is everything you know to get started, and especially get started and be successful in a rural area, because the future of the Democratic Party is dependent on how we show up in rural areas. And I'm telling you, I quite literally got told that we do not know how to win in rural areas, and therefore we don't invest in rural areas. And this is absolutely unacceptable, because a lot of the legislation that is coming out is coming from rural folks, from rural representatives. And rural people are disproportionately impacted by the policies happening in urban centers. So let's all commit to doing the hard work and doing the hard work so that we can show up more effectively in rural areas. Thanks for checking it out.